and welcome back to another episode of M.S.M Reviews, and today we'll be reviewing the Hobbit first movie that started the Hobbit trilogy. We'll be reviewing today The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey. And these movies, I have to say, for the most part, it has mixed reactions, this trilogy. I still think it's an enjoyable movies. But if I had to choose a trilogy around this, Hobbit or Lord of the Rings, I'd probably choose Lord of the Rings, but not to take for granted the Hobbit movies are still an enjoyable watch. But today we'll be talking about the first movie of The Hobbit. So let's get it started. Well, basically the movie opens up with Bilbo Baggins pretty much talking about all the people he's met, kind of talking to himself in his little cubbyhole. And we're talking about the older Bilbo Baggins. And then when he starts talking about the memories of his youth, he looks at this picture of one of these guys. Pretty much, it is the little flashback, so and so many years back. He's sitting on his porch, smoking some tobacco, and Gandalf shows up. And pretty much, Gandalf sends all these dwarves to his house by the end of the night. By the end of the night, all these dwarves show up, and pretty much, they pretty much take Bilbo Baggins with them to help him find what this King Dwarf is trying to get. And there's 7 of these dwarves. And I have to say, about 3 of them, or maybe 4 of them, you'll actually remember their name, or actually care about. But, it's kind of hard to. I don't understand. Those about the 4 people you actually get something about and caring about. But they actually set off to a adventure, pretty much. And that's this orc, this albino orc, who wants revenge because one of the dwarves cut his hand off, and they find out he's trying to look for this thing in the mountain. So they end up tracking them, and they also, in the movie, they pretty much get to this cave where this king of the goblins, and they get captured, and they send a message so the orc might find them and get a reward. But they escape, and Bilbo gets separated from them and actually ends up coming face to face with Gollum. And this is when Bilbo Baggins finds the ring, the one ring to rule them all. And pretty much this movie, I love this dynamic between Gollum and Bilbo because they're going back and forth having a riddle game, and both of them are pretty good at this game, and Bilbo wins and ends up pretty much disappearing with the ring and getting out of the cave with the other dwarves, and they end up bouncing coming pretty much, the final act with the white orc, and the king of the dwarves pretty much is trying to pretty much wants to make sure this guy dies this time. If it doesn't go in his way, you think he might die, and then Barebow saves his butt, and now they're all climbing up this tree, and they're trying to get them with the hellhounds, and the tree is falling, and you see Gandalf whisper into a moth's ear. And if you've seen the Lord of the Rings trilogy, you know what that means. All of a sudden, the eagles show up and get the dwarves out of there, and the white albino orc looks on to, pretty much tease that this conflict ain't over, and we have to wait till the next movie. And pretty much the movie ends, they get to safety, high ground, farther away from the white orc, and we follow this little bird after they talk. Gandalf and all the dwarves talk, and they, trust each other now through the movie, because there was starting to be some trust issues. And they pretty much follow. You see this bird, and you follow the bird, and goes into this cave, and you see this dragon's eye open, and the movie ends. And with this movie, I have to say it was great fun. When I saw it, I enjoyed it. But I enjoyed it, but later on in these movies, you'll start noticing some quick pacing things. But I mean, the only thing I have an issue with in this movie, the orcs and goblins were done CGI. And what made Lord of the Rings such a masterpiece, the Lord of the Rings trilogy, all the orcs and trolls and goblins, whatever, were all done practical effects, costumes, great makeup. It kind of takes away. That's just my, problem with it. But I enjoyed the movie. But do I recommend y'all checking this out? Yeah, most definitely. Check this movie out. If you like that time period, and I mean, it's great to visit back that. That's the thing I got out of it. That nostalgia, like, oh, I love. The movie makes you want to go to New Zealand even more watching these movies. So, this movie, I recommend y'all check it out. And I'll catch y'all on the flip side.